Tonight we're going to be going over the top 10 worst theme teams in Madden 24, basically to end out Madden 24 because, this is kind of the end of the game. So I did top 10 best teams not too long ago, and I thought, you know what, why not do the top 10 worst teams? Because even though we're at the end of the year and there is a lot of theme teams that are good, there are some teams that have not aged very well. And if one of your favorite teams is on here, man, hey, don't be mad at me, man. Be mad at EA for not giving you guys cards. Let's get into this thing, though. At number 10, we got the Los Angeles Rams, which means they're actually the best team on this entire list. You can kind of already see by the offense, it's actually not bad. It's really good. Tyler Higbee, you got a tight end, Odell Beckham, Deshaun Jackson, Puka, Eric Dickerson, a running back, the brand new Ben Skronenek, who can kind of, he can kind of play a lot of different positions. I think their quarterback's really their only weak thing. Stafford and Baker being their best QBs is kind of bad. But besides that, like their actual skill position wise, they got a lot of different guys they can use. And I also do not take the offensive line into factor when I do these lists. It's really just the skill position players, tight end, running backs, QBs, DBs, backers, DNs, and all that stuff. I don't count the O-line. I think their defense is overall as a whole, I think it's a pretty solid defense. At corners, you got Night Train Lane, Tre'Davious White, and Neas Williams. That's definitely not a bad cornerback group right there. Safety, in my opinion, you're going to have to play Keep Talib at safety because they do not have a very good free safety. But Talib, I think, it's not bad safety AP. And the other safety's Nolan Cromwell. So the safety position is a little lackluster, but their corners are really good, and their D-line is also really good, in my opinion. So you got Clay Matthews, Von Miller, Aaron Donald, you got the rookie they drafted, Fisk. So they got some D linemen there. And then who are you going to use in the box? Their best option is probably Bobby Wagner, which boosted with the theme team, he's not too bad. So they overall, I think, have the best theme team out of all these trash theme teams on this list, because you were going to see some trash theme teams. If this one isn't bad, like it's going to get bad. Number 9, the Chicago Bears. So they actually have a pretty good receiving core. Greg Olsen, got the new Montez Sweat golden ticket receiver, Keenan Allen, Alshon Jeffrey, who I'd actually probably use over Keenan Allen in my opinion, Devin Hester, and then running backs, I mean, you got Patterson, Evans, but then you got William Perry, who's probably their go-to guy in my opinion. Also kind of similar to the Rams, I think the quarterback position is where they kind of lack on offense. You got William Perry and Justin Fields, who Justin Fields is not usable. William Perry is usable, but his AP does kind of suck. Being honest, the Rams and the Bears, they were actually it was tough for me to decide who should be 10-9 because I thought the theme teams were really similar in how they were made. So they are easily the best two theme teams on here. After this, you're gonna see definitely gonna see a drop off. But the Bears defense, their safeties are pretty good. Eddie Jackson, Kevin Byard. I think Kevin Byard with a theme team is still a pretty good safety. For the corners, you got Julius Peppers. I had to actually put him in the slot, but if you want to use him actually as your user, you can. You can kind of pick and choose how you want to do that. Then they got Jalen Johnson and Peanut corners. So their outside corners definitely are kind of meh, but the safeties up top are really good. And then Julius Peppers, you can kind of use him wherever you want. For the D-line, they got a lot of options. You got Khalil Mack, Bruce Irvin, Montez Sweat, Julius Peppers, Refrigerator Perry, Jared Allen, and then there's also this Tommy Harris card. So they got a lot of options for the defensive line. You pick what you want to do there. And then for guys you could use there, you got Roquan Smith, who's actually a very good card. And then, like I said, you also got Julius Peppers. So the Rams and the Bears, offense and defense, were really kind of similar. It was hard to decide who to put at 9 and 10. So these two theme teams are definitely the best theme teams on this list easily. Number 8, we got the Bills. This is when I think the theme teams, we're going to start to see some bad theme teams. So offensively, the receiving core is really bad. It's Diggs, Andre Reed, Matt Collins, Kincaid. Kincaid and Diggs are probably the bright spots. Really, probably Kincaid's probably the best bright spot on the receiving core. Running backs, though, you got Marshawn Lynch. So there's nothing else that needs to be said there. That's definitely a very good running back. And then QB, they got Josh Allen, who's still pretty good. You could definitely use Josh Allen. So, but they, receiving core is a big thing, and theirs is terrible. Now, obviously, they get that guy in the comp pass, but he's not obtainable yet, so you can't really put him on there. Their offense, in my opinion, was kind of their defense, though, they do have, I don't know, it's just kind of weird because, Troy Vincent, you see I have him playing safety for them because they do not have any other safeties. And then their other actual safety is the Thurman Thomas running back card, which his AP is, just kind of meh. And then I don't think they really have a slot corner because Stephon Gilmore's AP, in my opinion, is terrible. So you got Trey White and Russell on the outside, though. They get pretty good AP. So, their secondary is just kind of, it's all over the place. I don't really know what's going on with that. I think their defensive line and their linebacker core is where their defense is best at, because you got this Bernard card, which if you guys don't know, this Bernard card gets a lot of really good discounts. He's really good. And then, D line, you got Von Miller, Greg Rousseau, Mario Williams, Bennett, and then Harrison Phillips. So the defensive line is probably their best strong suit in my opinion. But I mean, like, their secondary is not bad. Like, if you use cheats with this theme team, it can be very good. But we're talking about the theme team as a pure whole, and I don't know, the secondary, it just has some holes in it. Number 7, the Denver Broncos. So the Broncos offense is it's pretty weird. You got Julius Thomas, Vernon Davis. They got good tight ends. The receiving core is not very good. You got Demarius Thomas, who is not bad. I don't think his AAP holds up very good to where we're at in this game. But and then you got Judy and Sutton, who are not good at all. The running back is definitely their strong point. Jamal Charles, who is still one of the best running backs in the game. And then QB, it's Russell Wilson and Peyton Manning. So their running back and their tight end, I think, is probably the best thing they have. So not a very good offense. The Broncos defense has some bright spots, but then it has some weird spots. So once again, when you see we have Aqib Talib having to play safety, because we got another team that just does not really have a safety over there. So you got Dawkins and Talib as safety. Dawkins AP is obviously really good. For the outside corners, you got DRC and Ty Law, who give extremely good AP, and then Champ Bailey in the slot, another guy similar to kind of when we talked about Stephon Gilmore. He just does not have really good AP, so it's kind of like almost like clickbait there. Denver does have a very good D-line though. DeMarcus Ware, Bradley Chubb, Zach Allen, and Von Miller. So they got some pieces on the D-line, but they don't really have anybody in the backer area that you could use her. Now, you could use like a Justin Simmons if depending on your defense, like you might be able to use him or something like that. But for defense where you need backers, they do not have that. So it's not a bad defense. It's the one where if you mix it in with some cheats, it could be pretty good. Number 6, the Indianapolis Colts. Now I know the Colts offense actually looks pretty good, but that's where this thing is pretty much gonna end now. They don't really have a very good tight end. Well, actually, they just got the brand new John Mackey. John Mackey actually just got a brand new card today. So now that they have a very good tight end. And then receivers, you got Marvin Harrison, Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, all really good receivers. Eric Dickerson, I keep saying it, I think he still holds up really good. But then you got Andrew Luck, quarterback, who's still one of the better quarterbacks in the game. And they're going to be able to get Anthony Richardson fully upgraded, and he's going to be a really good quarterback. So their offense is actually really good. But man, when I show you this defense is just straight up nasty. So their safeties is Johnny Unitas out of position, and then Marvin Harrison, who he actually got an out of position corner card, but he would have to play safety for them. And then their actual corners, you got Stephon Gilmore, very bad AP. Antonio Cromartie, very bad AP. And then Kenny Moore, who's probably that's probably their best DB. Like, that's literally probably the best DB. Now, I would say the only bright side for the Colts is they got backers. You got Bobby Okereke, I think they say his name, and you got Ted Henry. So I think Ted Henry surprisingly can still hold up not bad, because I think he gets like free Lurkars and free medium route kale, which is actually not bad. Well, it's not very good at the standard we have now, but it's a really big guy you can put in the box. So I think that's the only thing that's really good about this Colts defense. I mean, you got Biscuit, who's really probably him and Klecko probably their only good pass rushers. So yeah, this is definitely the worst defense I think we've seen so far. Number 5, we are officially in the top 5 worst themed teams in the game. We got the Carolina Panthers. Somebody actually told me the Carolina Panthers weren't bad, and they're at number 5 for a reason. So I don't know about all that. For the receivers, you got DJ Moore, Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen. It's not a bad receiving core. I don't think it's anything crazy. You got Greg Olsen, you know what I mean? Their bright spot is this guy right here, Jonathan Brooks, who they just recently got for the Rookie Premiers promo. He is easily like the best running back in the game. The guy's just straight up nasty. And then quarterback, it's Baker Mayfield and Bryce Young. So it's not very good. Their bright spot is this young man right here, Jonathan Brooks, on the offense. So the Panthers defense, man, it was honestly kind of a tough one, because they have a lot of these high overall guys, but a lot of their AP just isn't good. Like Jeremy Chin's AP is not good. Peanuts, his AP is not very good. And then it's like, Peppers, where do you play him at? Do you play him at safety? Do you play him in the box? I don't know. Their best things on defense is Russell Douglas and J.C. Horn. Those are usually their best DBs. Their defensive line is pretty good. You got Peppers, Jared Allen, Burns, Clowney, Irvin. Luke Kuechly, I don't know how well he really still holds up. So it's like, you're probably gonna have to use her Pepper. So then it's like, that's another DB you got to put there. So their DB situation is just, I don't know. I don't really like their DB situation. Their D line, I think, is their bright spot. It's just a weird theme team. Number 4, we got the Cleveland Browns. This is just not a good theme team, man. Now their tight ends are pretty good. You got Mark Bavaro. I think he's actually I think he's honestly one of the best tight ends in the game with a theme team because he gets really good AP. Receivers, you got Odell Beckham, Jerry Jeudy, Amari Cooper. Odell's nice. The other guys are just kind of whatever. Running back, you got Nick Chubb. Well, I think he's still a pretty good running back. QB, Johnny Manziel and Baker. I don't like Slinger One, so I just don't see how people can use Johnny Manziel. And no, there's no way anyone's using Baker Mayfield. So not a very good offense at all. Cleveland Browns secondary is literally unusable. Jabril Peppers, Del Pitt, Denzel Ward, all these guys except for, I would say, Bavar. Bavar was the only good DB. Like, the rest of their DBs, these guys are not usable. You know, the D-line is, it's not good. It's not bad. I don't even know what it is. This is just bad, man. This is a really bad team. This is one of the worst teams I've ever seen. Number 3, we got the Saints. Don't have any good tight ends. The receiving core is horrible. The QB position isn't looking too good. Their running backs are the best thing. You got Adrian Peterson and Alvin Kamara. Like, that's it. Besides that, there is nothing good on this offense. Their defense is honestly damn near just as bad. You got Tyrann Mathieu and CJ Gardner-Johnson at safety. Now, Gardner-Johnson's pretty good. He gets really good AP. Tyrann Mathieu is kind of And then their corners, it's Chris Harris, Adrian Peterson, which is a safety card, but you would probably have to play him at corner, and Marshawn Lattimore. So corners is not very good. The D-line is kind of meh. I mean, you got this guy. I don't even know who this guy is, but I know he gets good AP because he's a D tackle for the theme team also promo. So he gets 2-0 AP slots. So he's got to get good AP. You got Cameron Jordan, and then that's really kind of it for the D-line. The rest of those guys are just kind of whatever. This guy, Alex Anzalone, he's not a bad user guy you could use, but yeah, this defense is horrible. Number 2 is the Jacksonville Jaguars. These last 2 teams, man, I mean, it is so bad. I mean, you know, you got Evan Ingram, who is probably their best pass catcher. Jamal Charles, who is very good running back. Now, Trevor Lawrence, like, he doesn't get, like, I don't know, man. It's such a weird card because, like, he gets a lot of discounted stuff, discounts and stuff, Jesus. His release isn't really the greatest. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just, he has no one he's throwing the ball to. It's just bad business, man. I don't even know if you can call this a defense. Like, all the corners suck. Yeah, Jalen Ramsey's a 99, but his abilities are absolutely garbage. You know, Trayvon Walker, Calais Campbell, probably the only bright spots really on the D-line. You're going to have to use her for you say, a lot of cool, or however you say his name, man. I mean, this is terrible. Worst team in the game, in my opinion, is going to the Cincinnati Bengals. So, receivers, you got Jamar Chase, Chad Johnson, T. Higgins. I would have to say T. Higgins probably has the best AP out of all these guys. Chad Johnson's AP doesn't hold up. Jamar Chase AP, I don't think it's very good. So T. Higgins probably has the best AP, and you know, it's ability. At this point, we're at the point where, like, you got to have tons of abilities out there, especially with the bottleneck and all this stuff. So you got Joe Mixon at running back. He's not bad. Joe Burrow at QB, once again, another guy whose abilities just don't really hold up as well. So it's a pretty mid offense, if you ask me. It's another just straight up unusable defense. Don't let this 99 Geno Stone fool you. Like, his AP's not good. Like, this entire defense is bad. Like, the only cards I think that are probably good, Jesse Bates isn't bad, and Logan Wilson is, you know, an option. Like, this is a terrible defense. That is my top 10 worst theme teams, though. You guys, let me know down in the comments. Do you agree with the list? Do you think, I'm sure some of you guys, your teams are on here and you're going to disagree with it. This is like if you ran a team strict, though. No cheats, nothing like that. I know some of these theme teams can be good if you're running with cheats and stuff, which is very easy to do at this point of the year, but we're just talking strict. If you ran these teams straight up, like, these teams are really bad, so you can't really disagree with any of these, to be honest. Like, they're bad. If there's a theme team that you think was missing from this list, you guys can let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, man, drop a like. Until next time, man, I'll see y'all on the next one.